Hello, it's Corinne. Welcome to today's abs and glutes workout. This is mat-based, so no equipment is needed. There's lots of work through our obliques today, lots of work for the side body. To get the most out of the workout, really focus on your mind to muscle connection. Try to notice and feel the muscles that we are working through each and every exercise. Now we're about to start with cat-cow, so make your way onto your hands and knees. Take an energizing breath in and exhale, flex your spine. Tuck your pelvis under and round your back. On your inhale, do the opposite. Tip your pelvis forward, arch your back and look up to the ceiling. Let's keep this flowing for a few more repetitions and then we can move on. Keep your breath flowing in through the nose and out through your mouth. As you exhale, pull your abs in slightly like you've just placed on a waist belt or a corset, and this is to connect to your lower abs. Next up, we have thread the needle. Rotate left and reach your left arm up to the ceiling. From there, bend your right elbow and thread your left arm through that little gap. In a true Pilates style, we are keeping our back moving. We started off with flexion and extension, and now we are adding on rotation. Give me one more, and then let's take it across to the opposite side, reaching the right arm up and threading the right arm across to the left. With each repetition, perhaps see if you can increase your range. Next up, plank rotation with arm circles. You go into plank and bring your left hand to your hip. Rotate onto the knife edge of your right foot and circle your left arm around. Do the opposite, right hand to hip, go onto the knife edge of your left foot and circle the right arm around. Now, there's no rush here, just move at a pace that works for you. Quite a lot of choreography here as well, so you might need to watch this a few times before doing it. One of the things that I love about Pilates is that you're always learning new ways to move and challenge your body. Now, this is not a classical Pilates exercise. However, I'm still trying my best to incorporate the element of mobility meets stability work. So mobility meets strength basically, which is definitely a big part of the Pilates world. Let's go into a side plank with rotation. Line your right elbow underneath your right shoulder, stack your knees and then extend the top leg, then the bottom leg and lift your hips. From there, start to wrap your left arm underneath your waist. You then unfold, reach back up towards the ceiling. Please note, you can modify by putting your knees down on the mat. Option 1, bend the bottom knee. Option 2, bend both. Just so you know, we have 30 seconds left. If you need to come down before then, no problem. This exercise is mainly targeting your obliques, but there is a lot of work and stability required through your shoulders, so you might find your shoulders start to give up. You'll be happy to know the side plank is over in 3, 2, 1. You can come down. Lie on your right side, head rested in your hand, legs straight and slightly in front. Start to move your left leg up and down, aiming to keep your back and pelvis nice and stable. Now, although we're starting to focus on the lower body, so the side of our glutes, make sure your abs are active. You're wearing that invisible corset, your abs are pulled in. You also want to think about lifting your waist slightly away from the floor on that right side. Let's get the inner thighs involved. You lift the left leg then the right leg comes up to meet it, then you bring both legs down. So you stagger the legs left, right, and then both come down together. Now don't worry if you're not getting a lot of movement here, this is actually quite a difficult exercise, especially if you're not used to doing it. Lie yourself down flat and let's lift both legs at the same time. Make sure you are squeezing the legs, okay, together. So inner thighs are working, side glutes working, and your obliques are working. Your obliques and lower abs are working like crazy to stop you wobbling. And yes, I am aware I have said working about 100 times in the last 10 seconds, and that's because Pilates is hard work. It looks calm on the outside, but trust me, the burn is real. Right, it is now playtime. Let's go into this little combo. So we'll start with leg lifts. You're on your elbow. There's also an element of rotation. So you're rotating towards the leg as it comes up. Now we are going to be going into a double leg lift. So this is how we prepare. It starts like this. Keep it going, and then I'll let you know when we'll add that bottom leg as well. Okay, are you ready? So you lift the top leg, you lift the bottom leg, and then you come back down. It is very common in Pilates to start with really simple movements, and then the more you start to practice, the more you start to see more of the exercises, which are often very closely linked to the simple exercises. This little fusion is like a combo of a side series and the Pilates exercise, the teaser, but we're doing it on the side with a little bit of a Corinne twist. This is how I keep myself entertained and keep myself moving all the time. I try to make working out fun, and I'm always switching things up. Yes, that's right, working out can be fun. We are done with that. Let's take a quick side bend to lengthen out. When you're ready, lie on your back for another glute focused section. Glute bridge. Lie on your back and bend your knees. Squeeze your glutes and start to roll your pelvis off of the floor. I said pelvis, but let's also start to think about our spine. As you move your pelvis up and down, also try to think about rolling your spine on and off the floor, bone by bone. This exercise will activate and strengthen your glutes whilst also working on improving your spinal articulation. Spinal articulation refers to the movement that you have between the individual vertebrae of your spine. According to Joseph Pilates, you are as young as your spine is flexible. In about 10 seconds, we'll keep our hips extended whilst we rotate our thighs in and out. Right, here goes. Hips extended, glutes squeezed constantly. Knees in, knees out. Knees in, knees out. Imagine you're squeezing a Pilates ball or perhaps a Pilates ring between your thighs. As you start to focus on the movement of your legs, don't forget to squeeze your glutes. This is the most important thing. If you sit down a lot, perhaps for work or maybe just your lifestyle, this is the perfect exercise for you, although you're probably not going to like it. Another thing that you may not like are pulses, which I'm sorry to say we're going into right now. Move your pelvis down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. You have about 25 seconds All I can advise is to take deep breaths and focus on the rep in front of you. Don't worry, we are in this together. Well done. Come down, hug your knees in towards your chest and start to rock yourself up and down a couple of times. So that section is over. We're going to make our way onto our left side into our side plank. So same setup, elbow underneath the shoulders, stack your knees, lift your hips, extend the top leg, then the bottom leg. Once you're ready, start to rotate, wrapping your right arm underneath your waist, and of course not forgetting the option to put your knees down if you need to. To maintain as much stability as possible, I would highly recommend to use your inner thigh, so squeeze your legs together, and of course squeeze your glutes. Approaching exercise and movement mindfully allows you to have more control over your body. Rather than isolating your body parts and only focusing on one muscle at a time, you learn to integrate and incorporate all muscles together as one big system. Just so you know, you have 20 seconds left. Exercise complete. Come down and let's take a side bend towards the right hand side. When you're ready, lie yourself down, resting your head in your hands, legs extended, feet slightly forward. Start to lift your leg up and down, making sure that nothing else is moving. Make your body as long as possible. Think about reaching the crown of your head away whilst reaching the right leg nice and long. This is more about the length in your leg rather than the height. Your leg only needs to go up slightly higher than your pelvis. Now we're going for staggered legs, so lift the top leg, the bottom leg, and then bring both down together. So it's glutes on the top leg, inner thigh on the bottom leg, and then you release.
I feel at home here. I feel at home.
Moving on to the third variation, lie yourself down, rest your head on your arm, and let's start to lift both legs together. This is where you imagine your legs are magnets stuck together the whole time. Go back to the leg lift, this time propped up on your elbow. Make sure you're not collapsing into your shoulder. There's always so much to think about. Yes, I know. Right, are you ready? Raising your leg up and down, adding that slight rotation in towards your leg every time it comes up.
I feel at home here.
Bringing your leg down with control, not letting gravity take over. So this is the preparation for that final variation where we lift both legs, so start to anticipate that. When you're ready, you lift the top leg, you bring the bottom leg up to meet it, and then you bring everything down together, nice and controlled. This is not easy, especially if you're not used to doing this. Feel free to play around with it. Like sometimes you really have to shift your weight back more onto your glutes, like the meaty part of your bum basically. Yeah, I think everyone's body's different, so you're gonna have to work out what feels right for you. You can also try with bent knees, see if this helps. And if it's just not happening for you today, do not worry. At least you know you've got something to work towards. All of my fitness goals are performance-based. So for me personally, I'm working on my handstands and my pull-ups. And I find that training like this makes my fitness journey so much more enjoyable. We are about to wrap this one up in 3, 2, and 1. Yes, that is over. Okay, let's lie ourselves down onto our backs. We are going into a classic. It is the 100 exercise. Start position, lower back lengthened on the mat, legs in tabletop, arms up in the air. As you exhale, lift your head and shoulders up, extend your legs, and start to pump your arms down. You're breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep this breath flowing. The lower your legs are, it will create more challenge. If you need to bend your knees, no worries. By the way, I am squeezing my glutes and inner thighs again. As you can hear, the same cues are repeated over and over and over again until one day you don't even have to think about it, it becomes a reflex. This exercise ends in 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Bend your knees, lie yourself down, and breathe. Let's go back into that bridge exercise where we lift and lower our pelvis. Being mindful that we're rolling through our spine, bone by bone. Inhale at the bottom, exhale to lift, inhale at the top, and exhale, roll down. The next time your pelvis touches the mat, cross your left ankle over your right thigh and then pull that right leg in towards your chest to stretch out your glutes. As you're pulling the bottom leg in, think about pressing that top thigh out to help deepen the stretch. Unravel your legs and change sides. This is the final 3, 2, and 1. Thank you for choosing to work out with me today. I really hope you enjoyed this session. If so, check out any of my other workouts. I'll link some playlists in the description box below. And yeah, I hope to see and move with you again soon.